say you will be coming back. You love the world. They say why you say you will not be carrying son to die for my sin. Whosoever believe in him shall not perish but has everlasting life. When are you coming back? The end they are fighting. Brother, they say so they are fighting. I am tired. I am tired. Oh, I am tired. I am tired with this world. I am tired. I am tired with this world. I'm going to my Lord. Whosoever believe in him shall not perish but has everlasting life. When are you coming back? are fighting. Brother, they say so they are fighting. I am tired. I am tired. Oh, I am tired. I am tired with this world. I am tired. I am tired with this world. I'm going to my Lord. Be a bang in your mind. 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 Be a bang. No, you be a bang. Tomagenya, belangene ka pogenya, belangene ka na pogenya, belangene ka tomagenya. Biape, imosi jongri process injuo. Yangan wewa nanganya wongondo na Jesus de la gesaga sono mamema. Can we go lalai? Muna oba free, ke wawa fula ganye. Mate. Koba fula hovela. Ngaya biape. Biape ngenyame. Biape ngenyame. Hallelujah. The blessing too plenty, man.
D12 on the beat.
Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no more delay. Your season has come. Hallelujah, your level has changed. No more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no more delay. Mama, Papa, brothers, sisters, I dedicate to answer to your prayer. I don't know your pain, no. I don't know your pain, no. I don't know your struggle. I don't know your struggle. I don't know your situation. But I have good news for you. Good news for you. What a man sees your pain, oh, he sees your suffering. He sees your tears, oh, every night and day. He wants me to tell you, to really tell you, your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no. Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. No more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. No delay, no more delay. You will change your situation. You will change it. Everything you've been going through in your life. Your season has come. Your level has changed. It has changed. All the backwardness, stagnation, limitation, frustration, the false accusation. He has turned it around. Turn it for your good. Oh, celebrate, jubilate, everywhere. Your season has come, hallelujah. Your level has changed, hallelujah. No delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. Mama, no more delay. Your season has come, your level has changed. Mama, it's your season. Daddy, it's your season. Brother, it's your season. Sister, it's your season. Jubilate, celebrate, give you praise. Shake the devil off. Take the devil off. Do your Jesus dance. Celebrate, jubilate, give you praise. No more delay. Celebrate, jubilate, praise. No more delay. He's worthy and no more. He's awesome. No more delay. He's faithful. No more delay. Dry your tears. No more delay. That the blessing is protected. No more delay. Do your Jesus dance. Do your Jesus dance. Brother, do your Jesus dance. No more delay. That's enough. No more enough. That's enough. No more delay. My people, where you at? Where you at? Working for your slumber. Stop sleeping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on, come on. I know you're sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip us more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people sue us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that left us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed and not unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go. No one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. Nobody. My hope that I have been broken. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they could afford? But they too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired, they tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yet they still get delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not go around. With the promises that left us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed and not unique they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to breathe? You see, we just tell you that's why we voted you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. Gentlemen and gentlewomen in Christ, rise up on your feet as we welcome God's servants, Minister Avin P. in the house.
We'll promote our people. We'll promote them.
Thank you all so much. God is good.
Minister Avin P.
All of the time. God is good. good all the time, all the time. God is good. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. God is good all the time, all the time. God is good. I'm a living testimony of my God goodness. Yeah, Daddy. Everywhere my Jesus when he was doing, he's a mighty healer, clean the leper. When the people saw him, they started walking. See how he's doing. The blessing of the Lord make it rich and no sorrow. Yeah, true. When Jesus Christ bless your life, he makes you to enjoy. His sweet as sugar, he makes you to celebrate it. That's why he's still playing. Hallelujah. Now us can testify of the goodness of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. We give our trust, we give our love to people we trust and the people we love. Family and friends, they abuse us, they use us, my God. They turn their backs on us, my God. Then they started assassinating our characters. Yeah. But in the midst of this confusion, Jesus Christ came. He provided for us. He delivered us. He put up on the platform. Even our enemies not talking for us. He's good. Hey, hallelujah. He's good all the time. That he plays all the time. He's good all the time. Prince of Peace, he's the rock of ages, the King of glory, the mighty God, healer, deliverer, provider, creator. Hey, hallelujah! I give you praise, man. Not asking for what to encourage. Hey, we had to travel to strange lands. Us, we're all refugee camps. We didn't have no food to eat at home. We had to wash clothes, cut grass. We had to make bricks, take care of people, children, just to survive. Hey. But in the midst of this stress, Jesus Christ was there providing all of our needs. He gave us good health. He gave us strength. He provided for us. Gave us long lives while others were dying. My God. Let us wake up in the morning, going for devotion. We were on our knees crying to God Almighty. If you take me to America, if you take me to Europe, I will serve you forever. Give you all of our praise. I will never miss a day in your presence. God kept us working, my God. Everything we ask for the Almighty God, He gave our heart desires and even more. We had a house we wanted. We keep to the culture of our choice. For far too long, we turn our backs on Him. We don't want to hear Jesus anymore. In the midst of our wickedness, He's still providing our needs. He's still protecting our children. Hey, you better stand on your feet and testify of His goodness. God is good all the time, all the time. Everybody, God is good all the time, all the time. God is good, God is good, hallelujah.
talking to you here. What are you doing in the first place? Where are you?
Look, I came on a radio talk show to have FM. I was invited here. And I came to speak to the Liberian people. The president has endorsed this group. He said we should provide security for ourselves.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm just told that the joint security is scrutinizing your statement that you're going to establish.
The Nazi is stealing that open doing.
Are you not afraid?
Afraid of who? Arrest?
Yes.
What are they waiting for?
Honorable KOLUBAH, one day you might be a picker in the street.
Oh yes, I want to be picker in the street for the Liberian people. Why they can't come now? You will not have police in the mouth to make fun. You saw the people in Lofa County, the war immigration. You know, for CDC behind the police spokesman said he didn't see no people. All of my people you saw. Listen to the president. When the president said he don't know the CDC COP, all of that group you saw.
Do you think the Liberians are listening to what you say? Do you think are they following you?
Then we listen. We want to say to this president, you were elected to govern this country.
Yes.
You were not elected to be selective.
Yeah.
When you become selective, that will happen. You know how long it took the president to make one statement to say arrest? After the change was being put on last, it took him 6 days.
It's better late than never.
Mr. President, to hell with you.
You are always bitter with this president.
Because of the way
are you frank?
with this country.
Do you talk to him sometimes?
Are we being treated fairly in the country? No. The people are hungry in the country.
No.
You want to create a situation where he can be re-elected.
How are you going to maintain the 1,005% or 2,005 you're talking about?
All the people are because you saw what happened on the July 26th. You saw what happened on the July 26th. When the civilians went inside to have rats and jumped into poor home and were looting things. It was not only the early boys that were affected. Citizens were affected. You didn't see it. They were joking and riot. People using their mouth to make fun of the Liberian people.
This is my honor man your re-election bid on the KOLUBAH.
You can't do my re-election. I'm already elected. I'm worried about election. I'm already elected. Look, the Liberian people looking for somebody to stand up for them.
Yes. Yes.
I want to be killed for the Liberian people.
Exactly.
I want to be arrested for the Liberian
No way, no way.
No way. Never find no man to be brave like this.
Yes.
You see the guys? That 1,200 people making fun.
Are you going to go across the country to recruit people?
1,002 is from Mosorolo County. We will have 1,000 in each county. What they want to do to rig the election will bother with us.
What mandate will you give your men when you train them? What will you tell them to do?
I want our people to tell this president that he was elected for all, not for seditious. We are all human beings. If we didn't vote for you, that doesn't mean we are not Liberian. We are Liberian, right? So provide security for us. You can tell us double, but go to West Point, put CCTV to our house. What's a stable calling you got for double to put CCTV to our house? I mean, let's stop the joking. Let's stop it. For them to have full ceremony for those CDC boys, the president said he don't know them. That deception. That's making mockery of you know what I'm saying? We are calling on the people to be peaceful. As soon as the president is in charge of this situation, we will go back into and wait to see what happens.
Don't you see this court as an incitement on the part for other people to just say, I'm not going to train my own or protection or protect the people?
You don't want to say that they can use yeah, when they can, you will condemn it. The president has said, provide security for yourself. The president didn't say, so you are journalist, you saw it. Was he under the influence of something? Yes. You were under the influence of something, make you go You need to stop.
How long are you going to continue on this advocacy?
As long as Ambassador WEAH refuses to provide security for the Liberian people, we're going to provide security for ourselves. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? We will not sit down here, the people can kill us.
What's the honor? What are you going to be? What are you going to be great for? What are you going to have?
Marshal I. I'm a black belt holder. I'm a black belt holder. We will train our boys. I served in the Liberian National Police for 11 years. But self-defense. Self-defense.
I'm sure your colleague who are staying in the force can sometimes call you to tune down your volume.
No, let me tell you something. Election was held today. All the people who work against Ambassador. True.
Even
the SS people.
Do they tell you that?
Hey, man, I don't have to tell you what they tell me. Look, when I was in the police, Patrick Sulu, the police director, used to ride the back of my pickup. He used to tell me, yes, sir. You are our filing clerk. So you don't know operation, you don't know policing. But you know, they say, well, who know you will take you here and what you know will make you to stay.
As a legislator, and then you are on the side of advocacy, you have the massive behind you. What is the difference between you being a legislator and being an advocate that you're doing now?
But we are elected to advocate for our people. Lawmakers should be an advocate. That's not my job to go sit down when I tell him again, be friendly with him before he can't be in my district. My job is the same. When I tell him again, you are eating coke, boy, you know how far that I use the money district number 10 like they do it. You think I will beg them to go do job in my district?
Do you have contenders in district number 10? I'm told the CDC will be supporting the current Inspector General of the Ministry of Commerce, Josephine Davis.
You think fishing contact in district number 10?
What do you mean?
No, we're not doing bleaching contact in district number 10.
What do you mean?
District number 10 is a serious place. District number 10 is the most popular, the most respected district in the history of Liberia. Yes. I feel I went to local country. You saw when I went to grace my invitation that was sent to me by the Unity Party, right? To grace the convention, right? When they called my name, what happened? The whole place go, wow. Ambassador, we have thought nobody could stand in his face. They harassed Eddie here for 12 years. They took casket around here. They put Joseph Blanca and Ellen picture on casket. But we to our own here, you complain? You think we can talk casket? You making fun with him, mom. I want to say thank you.
Thank you, Papa. So this is focus on Liberia.
KOLUBAH. KOLUBAH. Welcome to the TV.
And the vote that coming, the next vote, we have to be careful. Especially me, KOLUBAH. I will vote. Trying for people. Black guy, I will vote for black guy. For the country to be set. The vote. Because it will be 3% that will be running.
3% will be running in the coming election.
Yes. We got the vice president with Joe Taylor. Then we got the president Joe WEAH. Then Joseph Boakai. It's a 3% that will be running. Actually, that will know about then. You got me? But the size, my only side that we really taking the end. The whole country will take it. It will be Joseph Boakai.
So what you really seeing now? Tell what really making you vex in the voting?
What making you vex? The country is looking better. Yeah.
You saw the country looking bad. How you looking bad?
Fine. Thing that we not seen before. We seen it.
What do you see now?
Fine. We never see anything that they say my close church. We never see anything that they say my close school. Do not hold one another hand. You got me?
I got you.
I didn't go there. We never hear that one day. The people were there, vice president, they say he's sleeping with hey. We never hear that one day. You got me?
I got you.
The reason my point that I hate you on, you want my point there.
So you not believe in the coronavirus thing?
Actually, I can't even tie my nose. No signal that can hold me. I believe no signal that can hold me.
But people dying in America all over.
I don't have a problem with them. America people, they do what they're not supposed to do, they do it.
What did they do?
Fine. They're there, they're taking the man to be with a woman.
A BD now that you talking about?
You getting me? They're taking men and to be that woman. It's not supposed to be that they want to find out beyond God.
So that ain't making them sick.
What they dying for? They die. The one thing against the black people. The black people not dying the way the white people dying over there.
But if they say they bring medicine. They bring medicine from Madagascar. They say that country medicine, people must take it.
It's a pure lie. I look at the medicine and said, yeah. Even the food they said they're talking about, you can't hear. We have medicine, day, fasting. My people can't take it.
That's why you telling your people they must not take it.
That's why I'm telling my people they're not taking it. They're not taking it. They're not taking it. They're not taking it. They're not taking it.
So the YEKEH KOLUBAH ni what really made you get a Nina?
I'm a society man.
Ah.
Yes. I'm a society man.
So what the meaning of KOLUBAH?
Fine. The meaning of KOLUBAH. I'm a society man from Wapur County. Anything that come in, I can see inside it. Find it. I see the truth. I see the lie. Our poor guy rushing for the money here to come in. They say in oil. There's no taking down oil in that period here.
Oh, you mean that money they want?
That money they want. You getting me?
I get you.
The Korean viral, the way it didn't with people in America, it go fall down right here. It go fall down in that period here. Who now hear you and say.
So what a message you get for people that are looking at you now?
The message that I get for the people who living together here, you're not long one another, people want to hold together. So we are saying, I know what the reason for it. He not even know how to talk to people.
Oh, you guys have a problem with WEAH?
He go say, oh, the Korean viral, oh, yeah, in that bloyer, please not come in that bloyer, the whole area close. Where in that bloyer? Where people dying?
That your friend looking to YEKEH KOLUBAH in the horse there.
Yes.
You can talk to, you can talk plenty.
Liberia has a serious problem right now, and that's taking on a number of issues. Foremost among them is the issue of corruption. And this is an issue that we are seeing across the board, not just in Liberia, but in other places. And for me, corruption is an act of robbery, plain and simple. It's a cancer in our societies. It is government stealing from the people of Liberia, from the mouths of children. It takes away access to health care. It denies citizens their right to public safety. It stops young people of Liberia from getting the education they deserve. It takes the future away from them. It prevents this country from having the healthy business environment that it needs to lift Liberia out of poverty. It has denied Liberia its place in history, a successful and prosperous country with so many resources to contribute to its people's well-being. Corruption is a democracy killer, and we cannot have that in a place like Liberia, which we're counting on as a bulwark for Africa's democracy. To me, this is the most pressing, it's the most forward-looking challenge facing Liberia today. Liberia has
Mr. Taylor, did you ever deal in diamonds with the RUF in return for arms?
Never. There is not one human who believes in the truth can say that I, Charles Ganke Taylor, dealt with the RUF or anyone in the RUF taking diamonds for arms or taking diamonds for anything. None.
I'll ask you very directly, Mr. Taylor. Based on the evidence called by the prosecution, and I'm speaking louder because I'm told that my voice was very faint, were you regularly receiving mayonnaise jars full of diamonds from the RUF?
Never. Ever did I receive, whether it is mayonnaise or coffee or whatever jar, never receive any diamonds from the RUF. It's a lie. It's a diabolical lie. Never.
Look, a benevolent dictator, meaning somebody like who alone can sit in the room and make a decision can change the country faster. This is what's happening in a lot of the Asian dictatorships where the benevolent dictator just say, okay, you know what, I don't hear what the other people say in a view. I won't build that road and I'll put the money in there. Because so now you see what build the road, so okay, do the land, everybody start democratizing the decision, then you slow. But we need tough decisions, so let's reorient this whole government. The president will now have that resounding mandate for people to be afraid of him. So this is the mandate that you want to give him this December 8th.
Constantly threatening the states, constantly inciting people. I want to be clear. We will now tolerate those kind of citizens, those that constantly insulting the president. I want to be clear that after this, there will be no citizen in this country, and I can defy you that will ever insult the president and think he will walk in the street peacefully.
If no one will do that, the youth league on our watch will protect the democracy of this country. I want to say to you the reason we call so that you cannot be surprised. And don't think because I serve as a mayor, we will be on the front burner. We will lead our people that we led them before. And whatsoever you are, we will also be there and we'll meet in flesh and blood. So as Liberians, and to see exactly whether you got the capacity to threaten our peace. Thank you very much.
Isoja nomkoto wesiswe Bohamudawa mapuni Afrika Isoja nomkoto wesiswe Bohamudawa mapuni Afrika Solomoni Iyo Solomon Solimashangu Iyo Solomon Solomoni Iyo Solimashangu Iyo Solomon Waye Isoja nomkoto wesi Bohamudawa mapuni Afrika Waye Isoja nomkoto wesi Bohamudawa mapuni Afrika Solomoni Iyo Solomon Solimashangu Iyo Solomon Solomoni Iyo Solomon Solimashangu Iyo Solomon.
Hello, fellow Liberians. Once again, there's a disturbing news all on the Facebook and in the print media about brutality in Liberia. This time, not by the police force directly, but by a government-sponsored brutal force from the Congress for Democratic Change Party. It is reported that on July 26, 2022, a group of young students under the banner of the Student Unification Party decided to express themselves by going to the American Embassy to protest against the Liberian government because, in their view, there was nothing to celebrate because of the colossal failure of the government to protect the people of Liberia and seek their welfare over the past 5 years. Whatever government felt about it, it was their right to assemble and speak freely to the government. That right is protected by the Constitution. The Constitution provides that the people of Liberia have a right to think freely and to speak freely to their government. They did nothing wrong. President WEAH should not forget that we have 14 years of fratricidal conflict based on bad governance, not because of religious differences or tribal differences. It was just bad governance that led our country to state failure that caused brothers to kill brothers. We are still trying to recover from that conflict. And it is the right of the Liberian people to guide their government so that we don't go to the ugly past. But for President WEAH's party to sponsor some young people to carry on the kind of brutality that are meted out against members of the Student Unification Party is something that all Liberians should condemn. This is not a political issue. All Liberians should stand on one side against this mindless violence because it undermines the peace. It makes Liberia a scary place. What are the facts? It is reported that the young people under the banner of Student Unification Party decided to go to the American embassy to protest while the national event was going on at the Centennial Pavilion. A long distance, a different location from where the students were protesting. The students were protesting on Benson Street, Snapper Hill, and the event was taking place on Ashman Street at the Centennial Pavilion. No disturbance of the event. And the areas where they were was an area that is not frequented by vehicles. They disturbed no one. They were peaceful. And a group of hooligans just marched on them and beat them up. And the worst situation is that the police that should be protecting the young people were watching when this act of terrorism was going on. It shows that the action was approved by President WEAH's government. This is terrible. We should not forget that we are coming from the past of the NDPL task force, of the Special Operations Division of the Police Force under Taylor, the NDPL task force under Doe, and the SOD under Taylor, the anti-terrorist unit under Taylor, and all of these three forces were meeting out brutalities against the Liberian people on a daily basis. That led us to a complete collapse of our country. I'm calling upon President WEAH to immediately launch a full investigation into the brutalities committed against the students of the Student Unification Party of the University of Liberia and bring those responsible to justice. I saw the picture of student Christopher Walter Civilli, totally helpless in the hands of the brute force unleashed on the students. This is not the way to govern by rule of law. Governance in Liberia must be based on respect for human rights and rule of law. President WEAH has no choice on this matter. And all Liberians must stand on the same side. We cannot have a situation like Haiti under General Duvalier when they had a Tutu Makud. There was a brutal force that was unleashed against opponents of the government at any time. We have to stop that. Liberia was founded on a dream that it would be a land of liberty for all Liberians. And it is strange that after 300,000 people have been killed, that after the Liberian people have pulled themselves out of the conflict, and while they are tolerating the level of poverty under President WEAH, while President WEAH and members of his government are living a life of opulence, so rich, and there is clear disparity between them and the rest of the Liberian people in terms of the life that they are living and the life of poverty that Liberians are living. Now, while they are tolerating this, the government will sponsor a brute force against some young people who are acting within the pale of the law. The Constitution of Liberia guarantees the right of all citizens to think freely and to speak freely, to assemble freely. That is what the students were doing on July 26th. And President WEAH's party desecrated the day by carrying on mindless brutality that caused bloodletting. And it is my understanding that the young fellow is nearly dead and many other persons were wounded. This has to stop. This has to stop. Because it worries all of us that as we move towards election, President WEAH's party will continue to devise evil plans to make Liberians uncomfortable and to institute fear and intimidation in the political process. But I can assure him that the Liberian people are resilient, and in the end, the people will succeed. Let me end this statement by expressing support for what the students did, because the act was lawful. Since the $16 billion march and other marches, even the one done by the COP, Liberian young people have learned to be peaceful and orderly. I'm sorry for what happened, but the Liberian young people.
All right, folks. Thank you for coming. All right, everybody, thank you. That was Councilor Tiawan Gongoro, TSG for short, presidential candidate for 2023. I understand he is in the U.S. I don't know whether he already returned to Liberia, but that was Tiawan Gongoro. Just so you know, if you don't know him. Tonight, we are going to be discussing why George WEAH want to kill YEKEH KOLUBAH. That's the topic tonight. And you know, sometimes people feel we have become repetitional, but it is good to narrate historical facts. It is a good thing. Majority of the countries around the world, including the United States, did not reach to where we are here in America on civil platter. They have problems in this country. But every single day that exists on planet Earth, American leaders, including their president, they are always working to improve life that will make this place habitable for all human beings. If you are a student of history, for example, go back to history and try to read a little more about slavery in America. Go read. America had a civil war. What did they kill Abraham Lincoln for? He was one of the best Republican presidents for the most part, followed by President Reagan, according to U.S. history. What did they kill John F. Kennedy for? What did they kill Garfield Jackson for? The guy who brought his whole family into the mainstream of the U.S. government. Garfield Jackson, y'all go read. When we talk here, y'all feel we're making fun, right? We ain't joking. And majority of people that succeed too, they didn't just succeed because they wanted to succeed. They had troubled days too. They had troubled days. Just the countries around the world, organizations around the world, government around the world. It's just like those of us that were born in Lofa County, right? Raised in Lofa County, right? Going on the farm. If you keep your pathway bushy, you don't brush it, that small road going on the farm, that's not car road. It will get muddy and get slippery, especially when rainfall. If you fall down for the first time, you better brush it. If you don't, you will not go on the farm again. Because someday you might fall and your leg get broken. That's what it is. But for all, like I said last night, Liberia is a continent on its own in Africa. Because things that happen in Liberia does not happen in any part of the world. That's why the longest, so far so good, retired American president, Jimmy Carter, said there are three kinds of people in the world. They get the white people, they get the black people, and they get the Liberian people. It is true. The way we do things in Liberia. You look at a certain constitutional vice president that lied on camera like crazy. Because her boss lied too. Y'all listen to Tewan Gogro, he's a lawyer. I'm not a lawyer, I'm nobody. I'm just somebody that sit here and talk plenty. Just hold it constant. But guess what? I cracked her out of work today 2 hours early. 2 hours early to come and sit here and speak my mind on the basis of facts, on the basis of history, especially our political history in Liberia. That's what I did today. Okay? This cruelty, barbaric behavior in our governance space must stop. Like the song singer said, right? Avin P. No more delay for Liberia. All of us need to get out of our closet, our comfort zone. We need to battle them in whatever means possible. Whatever means possible. The former Deputy Minister for Administration, Minister of Foreign Affairs, I'm going to call his name. Some people don't like that need to be called. We had general staff meeting. He used to be in advocacy a lot. During Samuel Doe regime, they beat him until they bust one of his eyes. He lived with it. But they succeeded though, because the government got changed. And we're asking this question. Minister or Deputy Minister, why things are not going right in this place when you are Deputy Minister here? The first answer the old man gave her was, I'm not the boss. There is a boss here that the president prefers. I cannot jump over there and go to the president. Number one. Number two, I'm not even the immediate deputy. I'm number 3, based on the organizational chart of the Minister of Foreign Affairs. But guess what? When there is a possibility, all right? When there is a possibility of change that is imminent, when the leaders refuses to change, change will change them. And we are not too far from that. It happened to Richard Toba. It happened to Samuel Kanyado. It happened to Charles Taylor, because they all refused to change, and change them. And that is why they are where they are. Majority of the countries around the world have civil war. The recent one is Sierra Leone, for example. In the first place, Sierra Leoneans took a bold step that those that created that mayhem against their people, innocent people, amputated them, murdered them, at the end of the tunnel, they'll be held accountable for their stewardship. And they did just that. What did they do? They called Great Britain to join them, and they brought in United Nations War Crime Code. Today, Sierra Leoneans are not discussing war, they are discussing progress. The reason we start discussing war is because the very thing the government did, officials of government that we pay, we surrender our political rights to, that led to the war, this empty, dumb-headed guy is doing the same thing. Judge, we are the occupants of the executive mansion. And that's why we're talking the way we're talking. And I can assure you and guarantee you, for me personally, I've been doing a lot of public policy analysis, having that diplomatic and public policy jacket. They do not understand that. What do they understand? Is brutality. That's what they understand. So they cause our parents, will cause their mommy too, and tell them what kind of painting their mom wearing. That's what we're going to do. Because that's what they understand. And we ain't going to stay away from Liberia anyway. We're not going to do that. Because nobody, for the most part, own Liberia more than another citizen. And nobody born better than another person. This is where your mouth born, how my own mouth born me too. Who you think you are? Who you think you're better than other people? It's not a right, just a privilege. That the young people look at you in their majority and look at you in the mirror of themselves and give you power. Even though you're not a 15 elementary student, you judge whoever you are talking to. Okay? So when people give you power, then the people suffer because they gave you power, and you refuse to accept reality. Everything you do in the country, liberating people bend it, and you keep doing that. Now people that are speaking, at least one person is speaking every day. YEKEH KOLUBAH is speaking every day. You say you want to kill him? Give it a try. Another embarrassment I have observed recent time, it almost like there is no civil society organization in Liberia. Like, for example, the church. The women groupings. As brutal as Charles said it was, the women were still talking. They had a set in at that, how they call the place? Fish market for peace. Today, we can't even find a single civil society organization to condemn this barbaric behavior coming from this empty, dumb-headed George Weah. You think when they go and get silent in me, you got peace? No. Tension is building on every single day in Liberia. Every single day, tension is building up in Liberia. And you know it. Whole leader, president left the country with over 50 people and took them to Qatar to watch his son play football game. He returned to the country, nothing. All he seeks to do is to refer to a certain lawmaker as a crazy man, but he's more crazy than the man. And look at decent people and use invitees on them in the church. No civil society organization talk about that. The church people ain't got nothing to say. No opinion leaders in our country anymore. You get Zanzakawa wearing dark shades. And the chief there. They all go work on Joshua. Can you imagine that? They all go to the airport to work on Joshua. Is that how we're going to live as a country? And we think we're going to develop and we're going to be better people? No, we're not going to be better people. We are not going to be better people when everybody surrender their right, their butt to one man. We're not going to be better. And let me tell you something. Let me ask you a question, simple question. We human beings, any part of the world you are, how much do you need to live? How much do you need to live as a human being? Let's use common sense, for example. The government officials, including Joshua, they are paid more than $15,000 every single month. Every freaking month, they are paid that money. Besides what they take for themselves in the name of stealing. You come to power. Youthful society like Liberia. Census that's supposed to be conducted for 9 days and going to 3 more. We ain't got no result. This is not just Liberia issue or Liberian principle. This is an international principle governing statistics. You can't speak to that issue. But you go use God house. I don't believe that other rotten bishop too. As a winger, he's a rotten man. We'll take it to them the same way now. We ain't doing no diplomacy, no public policy no more. We will just shoot it straight. Because if you build for the 8 condominiums in your first 90 days, and you demolish all your old property and you rebuild them with Liberian people money, and you cannot even occupy the whole bed, and women are giving birth on the motorbike. Women are giving birth on the motorbike in Lofa County. I say they say. I was there May up to June 5th, 2022, okay? Plan Liberia go and build school, elementary up to junior high school in Mowiansu, Kolahun District, Lofa County. Government cannot even afford to put teachers there. Plan international. That's just one area I can tell you for sure. I sat on motorbike, I traveled to 10 different villages. That's the government we got. But here's the thing. Y'all saw the debt in the background, right? Former Liberian ambassador, not Liberian ambassador, excuse me, U.S. ambassador to Liberia, Linda Greenfield background. Y'all saw it, right? She is the current United States ambassador to the United Nations. Small YEKEH on her background, y'all saw it, right? Y'all look at the debt in Monrovia. Y'all look at the debt. We got young person and the jetty, according to them. Jefferson, because you can't even clean the street. Because he overzealous. He was youth chairman. They said of Monrovia not clean. Then they go be his secretary at 2 a.m. Joe, I can't speak to that. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Costa will be in Monrovia Friday evening with a 15-man delegation. If they try anything bamboo with the Vacola, I'm not speaking just for myself. There are plenty of people thinking the way I'm thinking. No Nimba kind of business in this thing no more. Minister Alvin P. His gospel song that I just played not too long said, no more delay. Okay? And you know what? There is no more delay for Liberia progress. Liberia must grow by force. If some people need to be executed, we must execute them. So that they can continue to hold us down. Because you can't go to war and kill over 250,000 people, according to media report, local and international media report, and that behavior cannot change, then we got to force it to change it. And we, the people, must do it. And those of us that in the advocacy will lead our people. George WEAH and his criminal cartel will go out of that country probably before elections. If things continue to be the way it is. If they turn fool to touch YEKEH and anything happen to YEKEH at the end of George WEAH, let him go outside my calendar. Those things don't last. You can succeed a little few times. Over time, you're done. So everybody must be silent. Is it a kingdom now? Is Liberia a kingdom or it is a democracy? Then let's change the constitution. So Joe WEAH can be king there and just live there and get all the women around him and have sex with them. Just like the old, never did live church. Was it never live or never die church? Somewhere there, across the bridge. They said the Bible said we should love each other. So the way to love each other to have insects with every member. So if George WEAH wanted like that, he can just bribe the legislature and we change the constitution, maybe. Then we back off. Some of us, we already got 2 homes, right? We got one in America, we got one in Liberia. Some of us, we can even live in Sierra Leone too. Some people got home in Guinea, Liberians. Then we just back off. But until we can do that, we'll talk Joe WEAH. And you try, you're going to go the same way the other leaders went. That's a fact. I'm just saying it, but that's it. That is our history. If you underestimate the power of the Liberian people, just you will meet up with our raft. Because we did it before, we can do it again. Ain't listen to Prince Johnson? He said, don't mind me preaching on the same Prince yesterday, the same Prince here. That is the Liberian people, he said, didn't we? If y'all think Liberian people stupid, we're not super stupid though. But we will allow you to do what you want to do. Our cup get full until we can no longer allow it. That's the way Liberian people operate. You want to kill YEKEH? Liberian people say everywhere you find smoke, there's a possible fire. So we are hitting the alarm button already. Anything happen to YEKEH and Nigeria, we are responsible. Because you harassed this man's family at the airport. You send your hooligans to his district to go and kill him before they miss him. You use your stupid speaker sitting over there, enter Breen. He was against Ellen on the basis of bad governance. He is now in your pocket because you're having sin too. Let me do it like my buddy. You're having sex with each other. We understand George Weah was abused, right? He later became a gay guy. That's the research I did today. I get everything here, but I'm not putting that out today. George Weah have a son that he doesn't talk about. When last y'all heard him talk about his pa? Y'all listen to me now. Y'all answer my question. When last y'all heard George Weah talk about his pa? And Liberian people, let me tell you today, the fundamental reason why George Weah is not related to your suffering, even though y'all thought, because he was born in poverty, and based on his God-given talent, he succeeded in life. So electing him was the best thing to do. No, y'all missed it. Based on the research I did today, before this talk time, George Weah real poverty was just from 0 to 14 years. He started living with different people. Wealthy people because of his talent. And he got abused. And he too got used to it. Sin too. At some point, George Weah bisexual. Let me tell you now. That's why he does not relate to you guys. From Sonny went from West Point, from Nukutan, he doesn't relate to you guys. He even know you. Just so y'all know. He doesn't know you guys. He don't really feel the pain that you feel. That's why. This man even succeeded him out of Joe. The woman born a baby and just dies a baby to grandma. That's how George Weah came up. So he rather get that feeding. They made probably they gave him milk, cow milk. That's why he's heartless. How can somebody be president for 5 years they cannot address their own people? For God heaven's sake. 5 years the main president cannot stand on camera to have a press conference. They have to put him somewhere in some kind of corner to do pre-recording and put it out. You sit down in your corner and ask yourself, what kind of human being is this man? That's how we're talking about minister, we're talking about no representative, no speaker, no nothing. We will talk about George Weah because he's the leader. Empty skull leader. That's how we're going to do it. No more policy analysis, diplomacy, all that stuff. We don't give a fuck about that. We say it raw way, raw dog. Rice importers. Consistently, they told the government allowed to sell the rice for $15. They said no. We will give you $11 million every budget year. Sell the rice $13. What happened today? What happened today? The very government came up with letter just recent time. We discussed that here and gave authorization to rice importer to sell the rice for $17.50. Where is the $11 million they gave them? They didn't even receive it. You think they may love you? In our small corner, okay? In our small corner, Those of us that love car, I don't even allow my car to get dirty. If you love your girlfriend, you will do everything for them. If you love your children or you love your wife, you will do everything for them. Then you just sit down in your little kangaroo corner. You ain't even got hope before you will eat. You say they may love the country. They give you $20 again. They pour you 2x4 buses at Joseph, political humanitarian center Liberia, and give it to CDC superintendent. You think the law making there? You think the law making that stop YEKEH for 5 years straight? Somebody who's a representative, the same way they elected other people. His people elected him too. How can you harass a single person for 5 years straight? And you say that they're supposed to be okay. You got Buffer Chuma over there, you got Sir Joseph. According to ranking, based on our system, the speaker is number 1, the deputy speaker number 2, committee chair on executive is number 3. So if Buffer Chima is now in, the deputy speaker is now in, Sir Joseph is the new leader of the House of Representatives. Anything that comes from the president is 7G, a gun, a pass. Because they are not there for us. They are not there for the state. They are there for themselves. Come to America and can't buy buses. Some of it, you beg for it, they give it to you. Instead of you give it to neutral body, you carry it to Liberia and give it to CDC, sitting superintendent. Build this skyscraper for yourself. Get a Thomas Farah, use county development fund. As a what? As financial aid and give it to seditious to go to his school. You do that thing in America, yeah, you finish. You finish. How can people do that? Sir Joseph and his brother, that's what they're doing. His brother Thomas Farah, why they didn't do it before today? What did they have before they became representative and, also senator, and now they are mayor president? Joe WEAH, geo-professional, he broke down before he left football. He had WEAH Sports Center on Ronald Street. That one broke down before he left football. King Lodge on 9th Street. When loser players come, everybody go there, government paying. It broke down before he left football. But Sedition said, at the time before when Judge WEAH was running for the presidency, at the time, Judge WEAH's net worth was $84 million. Where is the $84 million? Where is it? He made money, but he gambled it. There are folks, I'm not a football person, I'm not a sport person, that didn't even reach to the level of Judge WEAH in playing football. From Sierra Leone, from Ghana, from Nigeria, from Cameroon, and the rest. They have done more, even 10 times more than what Judge WEAH did. And they didn't even reach to the level of a war that Judge WEAH got. Africa best, Europe best, world best. What did he do for a country? The young people getting power trying to abuse her every single day. Fucking people in their butt to give them job. How will the country be blessed? That's what one of the social media females said. The country is cursed. It's the #1 asshole country on planet Earth. Because of the way we do things. Because the leaders are not moral. They don't do anything right. So the country is cursed. So the young people followed it. And that's why we need decent person to take on leadership in Liberia. Somebody here was talking about YEKEH KOLUBAH fought war. YEKEH KOLUBAH is a victim of the war. And so many people are victims of the war, including me. If you think Judge WEAH for no war, okay, we agree. He for no war. Where is the person you said? Let me call their name up. Henry Doe. Okay, Henry Doe said, y'all who killed in Liberia have you ever heard Judge WEAH hand in our civil war? YEKEH is the real killer if y'all can win him in the election. You see, you don't know your history. That's why you say George we're in for no war. You think only by shooting AK-47, that's when you fight the war. The people that finance the war, the people that organize the war, responsible are the main doer of the act. YEKEH was a child soldier. He was conscripted into it. But hold a second now. Let's hold the constant. That's true. YEKEH fought the war. A lot of people fought the war. Why are we not prosecuting it? George WEAH Party, CDC, throw casket to simplify or symbolizes war and economic crime before they begin ruling party. Why George WEAH renege on that responsibility, on that promise to the Liberian people? U.S. government, not just by free talk, policy framework, to a point where they have sent multiple U.S. officials to Liberia to have conversation with the media, to have conversation with the Liberian people. The recent one where the ambassador, Dr. Bell, that America is ready 100% to support some kind of punishment for people who are accountable for the greater good of our country. Why George WEAH can't pay money to these so-called lawmakers to come up with that framework, legal framework to establish a code? Why? Henry Joe, their question is for you. Why? Since their hands are clean, why he's the leader of our country right now? He wants that piece of paper, that framework that U.S. government is talking about, to establish a war chronicle to allow it to support us to carry on capacity building at the level of our soldiers, at the level of national security. Why George WEAH is not talking to the people and give them money to come up with that framework? Why? That question, Henry Doe, you need to answer that question. We ain't get money. That's a good reason. But America said they're ready to give her money. They're ready to take full responsibility of prosecution. Because the only way we're going to stop this mindset, this narrative of the war, until we hold people accountable for their stewardship. Until we stop doing those things that we did that led to the war. And when we hold people accountable for their stewardship, eventually, people will start to do better in our public space. But until we can do those things, Liberia will be just where it is. And you know what? Trust me. There are so many people thinking the way I'm thinking. So many people. So many people thinking the way I'm thinking. Let George WEAH try. We're not going to go to Bruto. We're not going to go to Bomi County. Or, Bomi County told my brother to be launching Montana. We ain't going to do that shit. We're not even going to stay down in Bon County for 7 years like Charles Taylor. No, we ain't going to do that. We're going to start right in Monrovia there and see where George WEAH will go. The people that were advancing Charles Taylor, today Charles Taylor in jail, they stay over there in Monrovia enjoying themselves. Hey, you see Joy Howard Taylor? She loving the job we are right now. You see the way she walking? Scene 2. That's what they are. That's why the country is cursed. God created her and gave her good stuff. People say, no, I will do it the other way. You see how Joy walking? No disrespect to women. That's why it is. The line is officially open. Those of you that have the telephone number, start the call. Those of you that don't have it, are going to call it right now. So our regular number to call the show tonight to contribute. John WEAH want to kill YEKEH. Honorable YEKEH KOLUBAH that talking for the Liberian people and talking for himself too, because they have harassed him for 5 years straight, entire. That was not enough. He goes to church and talk about YEKEH. Everywhere he goes. So that is not enough. What he has resorted to now is to kill YEKEH. That's the speculation all over the place. We ain't play no video, I play no clip, nothing. Okay, because you already know it. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. What benefit George WEAH going to get to kill YEKEH? He killed auditors, right? He go free. He said they were doing boyfriend and girlfriend thing. Only because the people did their job. Because other reports were coming out that will have damaged the government big time. But hold a minute, it's not damage the government anyway. U.S. ambassador went to all the places and got real prima facie report. Internal audit, he was there. He took picture, put it on Facebook. Auditors, George, we are killed him. Other, they are killed him. Our own sellers, they killed him because of audit report. So he's good at it. Our people say when blind men say they will stone you, they get a rock. So without taking it lightly. We are not taking it lightly. This is a man that ordered our diplomatic passport to be sold to non-Liberians. It go fiasco. Nothing come out of it. Over 4,500 diplomatic passports. Then they use Andrew Wamblo as a scapegoat. These people, these indigenous vampires, every little cent they will go for it. The reason is simple. They're not qualified. They're not competent. They even what they saw they eat and they find themselves where they find themselves. So they don't care. They don't care. They will loot that country. If we don't take them before we look, we're done. Before we look, we're done. All right? So, my people, we are 163. Current. I want to say your thank you plenty for coming. So we did something last night and we've been doing it. Let me do it. So people, there are a lot of people that like that and you deserve it. So we want to recognize folks that are following us right now in real time. Tony Lafia was the first person. Tony, thank you for joining us. Comfort White, nice. Thank you for joining us. The number two person that joined us. Hashim family, thank you for joining us. Mary McLean, thank you for joining us. Younger A-Cos, thank you for joining us. Otelo Johnson, thank you for joining us tonight. We appreciate you a lot. Everybody. All right. Terran Herring, thank you for joining us. From South Korea, that's really nice. Massa Riggs, thank you for joining us. Fala Taylor, my uncle, thank you for joining us. Okay. All right. Let me see who next. Okay. John Fada, thank you for joining our regular followers. He called me political general. Okay, thank you, uncle. All right, Mariana Hammer, thank you for joining us. Bro J, my man Bro J from Minnesota, thank you for joining us, Bro J. Younger Mazé, thank you for joining us. Really? Okay. It's crazy, right? It is. Jocelyn, thank you for joining us. Daniel Yama, thank you for joining us. Okay, all right. Okay, Fred Dennis Nambe, thank you for joining us. My brother, whether Henry Costa me work for Liberia or not, that's not the issue. Everybody get the right to tell the way I'm talking. If our government will not protect us and they want to kill us like the way Samuel Kayando did and Charles Taylor did, we will follow them. We'll fight back. That's it. I don't really care whether somebody mean well or not. I'm not in their stomach. If they will mean well, elect them as what? If you elect Costa as Montserrat County Senator, you'll get to know him better. The man who there now, we know him. Okay? Montserrat is the seat of the government. Sir Joseph is a political humanitarian. Everything he's doing, he said, George Weah that he pa. I don't know whether Sir Joseph older than George Weah or George Weah older than Sir Joseph. I don't know it. But Sir Joseph said George Weah that he pa. So everything in George Weah's interest, he will pass it. That's it. And that's not how it's supposed to be. They're the chief of staff, right? The current defense minister. He was a mean chief of staff. He was a mean chief of staff. But because George Weah had interest in him, George Weah retired him. You see how ugly our country is? Somebody who was trained by our international partner in America and other part of the world. Somebody who knew like that. You retire, then get to appoint a defense minister. Can you imagine that? Then the other funny man from Nimba County, The other funny one who ain't even know the Constitution yet. This one, he didn't even know it. Chapter 1. Okay? He didn't even know nothing inside the book. Probably he didn't even know his civics. The current chief of staff. John Weah retired the old chief of staff and made that person defense minister. The other one comes as a new chief of staff based on our understanding, elementary understanding. The chief of staff of the army, like the late Kyompa, for example, supposed to be a career soldier that pledged loyalty to the state. And the state is represented by the people. That's what I learned in school. That's what I learned in school. But they bunch of hooligans, they got no understanding. Because their money motivation, wealth, something that they ain't really worth. Their money motivation is so hard. Their appetite for property, their appetite for money, their appetite for woman is just so desperate. So they don't care. How can you have a career soldier that will come on radio and threaten the people and cite constitutional provision that does not exist? That we will use our constitutional duty to get a protester. Do you need to get a protester? Go read the act for the new army. They call it defense something. I don't even have a fuck for that. There are stages for the army to get involved with protesters in most countries around the world. There are stages. But you got that fool over there, he went and sat on OKFN and threatened the Liberian people and cite a constitutional provision that does not exist. Let him tell the Liberian people the particular article that says when the people protest on the basis of Article 16 and 17, then the army got to come and arrest them. Let him show it. You're actually, let him show it. But I don't blame them. When I was in school, most of my political science classes, leadership, not even for philosophers, but philosophers' kings. But we'll give it to a puppy. Someone who thinking megabyte is less than 1. That's what we did. Because Liberia and Liberian people, especially the ordinary people, from 1980 all the way to 2002, that's a lot. Here in America, we got something they call psychosocial rehabilitation. We have United Nations over there, carry on successful disarmament, demobilize them, but the RRR component was not done. If George Weah was somebody that has more than 1 megabyte of thinking, probably we'll be talking about that now. But guess what? Somebody say he didn't fight no war, he didn't sponsor no war, but Prince Johnson that his best friend. Because why? He's desperate. He's a desperado for power. Because he has tasted power now, he understands what power gives people free. Free money, free women, and free property. But on the basis of nature, on the basis of real life situation, you have a 1-bedroom apartment and you have a bed in there. Can you occupy the entire bed at night? Hell no. How much do we need to survive as a human being? That you're going to take the wealth of the country and put it in the switch bin like Samuel Kando did, and they kill him on camera sitting down, helpless at Freeport? Then look at yourself in the mirror. May so rest in peace. And you know what? I would say for a family to forgive me to reference his name. For example, Dr. Kasser, a successful psychiatric doctor in America. He passed away Monday morning. He made some mistakes here too. And probably that also contributed to his death. He made some mistake here. When you mess with federal government money, through Medicare, cooking the books, anything you do in the country, any choice you make, it is on you. We that live here, we know that for sure. And we also agree, we also understand some people, it is not that they made a bad choice. But their goodwill just turned against them because we got some ugly human beings. They are rotting in their stomach. They are not happy at all. Because we see happy in our community here. People bring people from Africa, man, woman. And that person become their number one enemy. And you know what they want to do? They want to make sure they bring you down until you go underground. That's what Liberians do to Liberians. They don't even think about the children. They don't care. That's how rotten we are. Useless people. Let me use that social media female word. I'll use it. That's how useless we are. And that's why our country is cursed. But you know what? I tell God thank you, but I also tell America thank you. Our people say you can force the goat to the water, but you can't force the goat to drink. Dr. Cassell, may his soul rest in peace. My own bunny brother, he died. Like I said last night, our condolences to his family and the PLP partisans, but he made a big mistake. He made a very big mistake. Whether that mistake was intentional or not, that choice was very bad for him and got caught up. Up to this time, Dr. Cassell Clinic is still operating in New Jersey. He's still operating in psychiatric clinic. Still operating. Getting patients and double charging them. Building them. That's what people do here. And people get caught up. American government can afford it for 20, 25 years. For sure. Or maybe that was time to die anyway. But here in wife had a Facebook post. We understand, according to public records, when he got arrested, when he came from Liberia, under Medicare fraud charges, he was put in prison. In prison, not prison, but police cell. Let me call it that way. Because you don't go to prison here until you are convicted of a crime. That's when you go to prison, based on my understanding and my research. So from the police cell, he spoke to us through social media that he was arrested and they put him in orange suit. After he got bail, according to public records again in New Jersey, they put him under house arrest with a GPS to monitor him because, quote-unquote, prosecutor said to the judge, he was a flat risk. When the lawyer said that it means you travel a lot and you could evade justice. So you're not leaving. So they put GPS on your angle to monitor your activity. So you can't evade justice. They say tell somebody. But nobody will actually know because somebody coming to probably argue with me. I understand the thing more than you. Okay? You in your home, you put your jeans pants on, the GPS on your angle, nobody see it. And you can decide to put it anywhere you want to put it on your body. You can make it with a bangle, you put it on your long sleeves and nobody see it. And so you tell people. But the man was a public person, so he was honest with that. This man got arrested at the airport and spoke to us directly that he got arrested. A lot of people were hollering. It's orange suit. He told us. We didn't go to look for that news. He gave it to us. May his soul rest in peace. Hopefully, he and his God, probably they are talking right now. Because all the thing we're doing every single day, crying with our own government officials. Because they are wicked people. If people are suffering, look at that man called himself small YEKEH. You look at that man is malnourished. Probably he doesn't even get real butter rice to eat. Look at the way I'm looking. I could be in that man's situation. Maybe if I live in Liberia, anybody can be in that man's situation. Imagine how children living in Lofa County. Imagine how children living in Grand Crew County. Imagine how women and children living in Riverside County, in Grand Boston County, when Josh Weah and his hooligans and his criminal cartels are using the Liberian people money the way they're using it, and they are abusing it every single day. And nobody feels sorry about that. Nobody want to say anything about that. It is on you. Think about Nimba County, people taking 1 week, 2 weeks to go to Lofa, for example. To go to Grand Jide, they play Joe Weah come from. To go to Grand Crew, from Banga to go to Grand Crew, it's 2 weeks sometimes they do, or the drivers can't even reach. Then you leave the country for 50 days straight. Come to watch your son play football game. Allahu Akbar. I wish I had a little more. That's why every single government official living in Liberia, they live in a prison. Our behavior, our attitude, our habit as a human beings is like our shadow. It will never leave you to go anywhere. It will be ahead of you. Your shadow always ahead of you. When you walk in and I just look. I don't want to be part of that. Keep this video. Keep this video. I don't want to be part of that. I will push my cartoon and get earnest money. If I'm opportune to be in government any part of my life, I don't want to live in any community that I must live in prison because of my ugly doing. The best security for any human being that your people are around you. Buffer Chima house right on GSA Road. Rehab. At the fence, you can't even see the house. You know why they do that? Because of the bad behavior. A majority of the people get jobs. You think I can go to anybody to here to go watch TV? You think I can go to anybody place here to go sit down under light to study? No! Why can't we create opportunity and let go this portrait politics? You got a bunch of chicken. You feed them every day. Anything you want to eat pepper soup, you grab one and kill it. That's what happening in Liberia. So sedition, anytime they want to use you're like mechanic clothes, right? They get your attorney out to go work on the man who's stealing your money. Josh Weah. Look at Zoga Wilson, for example. I can call that name, I know that. Zoga Wilson, former group one supervisor. Just because Josh, not even Joshua, Jefferson Koji spoke against the issue of so-called CPP rally, Zoga Wilson called on spoon talk, defending evil. How can country grow? Let me tell our first call from the WhatsApp number. Yeah, Carlo, how you doing? I put you on video. I don't really mean to do that. But if you feel comfortable, you are fine.
All right.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm with Taylor Johnson calling from Abidjan.
Mr. Johnson from Abidjan, welcome, man. Welcome on board. What you got to say based on the topic?
Actually, like as you said about Baba Chima, I mean, that guy is so selfish that the whole community needs a transformer, and he gets transformer planted in his yard for his personal use. Can you imagine that as Speaker of the House?
Thank you. You're calling from Liberia. Yeah, you're calling from Liberia. Y'all listen, folks. Honor my view. Honor my voice, rather. Excuse me.
Just a month ago. All right, and then the Liberian people got together and wanted to protest against his having a transformer planted in his yard, and then the Liberian police came about and beat everybody off the street.
Yeah, because they made a speaker. Yeah, that is exactly what we're talking about.
Can you imagine that? So the only way Liberia can go forward until we put Liberia first, not political party or individual. We gotta learn to be nationalist. All right. That's why messing Liberia up. Okay, our time. If your time, then when will it be the Liberian people time?
Yep.
Okay. So opposition figure that we have in the Republic of Liberia.
Yep.
The Senate and the legislature don't know their position. They know why we elect them there, why they were elected. Because you can't be elected and still be seeking face, and still be kissing the president's ass, and be on the executive.
Yeah, all of that kissing his ass. That's the right word, my brother. This time we're not going to be sugarcoating you. No, we just use it.
No, I mean, we're going straight talk because we want Liberia to be better. We travel to other countries around the world, all right, and then we see things happening. Why can't we go to our country and see improvement in our country? It's so disgraceful.
Yep, it is.
All right. So for the real Liberian that wants to see Liberia go forward, the better go straight talk, man. Not to beat around the bush, my brother.
Thank you.
I so much love your show. Tonight is my first time really listening to your show, and I'm following you from today onward.
Make sure you save that number. That's a regular number here whenever I come on here by myself. Sometimes my buddy join me, but during the week I'm going to be by myself for the most part. Save that number.
I've already saved it, boy.
Okay.
I'll be on your show. Okay. Your show is on every day.
It's on all over. It's on Twitter. It is on YouTube. It is on Facebook.
All right, okay. I'll always follow you, okay, bro?
All right, my brother. Thank you for your contribution.
Yeah, keep up your hard work. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, bye for now.
Bye. Thank you. Folks, that was our first caller. You heard from somebody on the ground. Republic of Banana. Or Banana Republic. That Liberia right there. Under the occupants of the executive master George, we are threatening to kill YEKEH KOLUBAH. That would be y'all heard the story, right? Somebody wrote a book. They called The Rise and the Fall of Samuel Kayando. That would be George we are on the book coming. Anything happened to YEKEH now, that George we are. Thank you, my brother. All right, so folks, the number to call tonight is 267-938-2801. Call and drop in your own contribution, the way you feel. This show not for all, it's for everybody. And yeah, we ain't going to sugarcoat you. We'll give you the history, we'll give you the facts, and we'll give it to you raw dog. Sometimes I used to get a little bit, behind the scene conversation with my buddy, but I don't think they understand the way I was doing it. Public policy analysis, that diplomatic jacket, I put it one side right now. I hang it in my closet. Okay, so we ain't going to do that. If we would do it, when we see the need, we'll do it. But for now, straight firework. That's it. Like Honorable YEKEH said, YEKEH KOLUBAH said, if they come to all, they take stick, we take stick. If they take gun, we take gun. If they take stone, we take stone. That's what we do. And the next mobilization will come in our way. Everywhere the president go, we want to bring the boo at him. It's guaranteed under the Constitution. Civil disorder. Your boo government official everywhere they pass because they are criminals. That's all you need to start doing in Liberia. Anytime the president come for coming, you can't on the road in your majority, you boo at him. Let the international journalists carry it. You don't wait for election. You boo at them everywhere they pass. That's all you need to do. We kind of Liberia to mobilize the people, to lead. The people ain't got leaders. Because I will be there Friday. The WhatsApp number to call the show tonight is 267-648-8012. Let me pin all the two numbers. Anybody you want to call, this is the right time to do so, okay? I didn't finish recognizing everybody. But my people, you're sorry. Tonight, you're plenty. You're plenty tonight. And I've been talking a little while. But I'm ready. This show here, we appreciate you so much for listening to us. And the best thing you can do for it is to share the show with your friends, family members, and co-workers. That's what you need to do. Let me pin the number to call, okay? Oh, I did something wrong. All right, folks. All right, so the number to call is about to come. You know what? Let me entertain you small, yeah. While I'm pinning the number from there, I do my commercial. And nobody call, I call it at night. That's it. The good news is my mom. Tonight, my little one went to bed early. They went to bed early tonight. So I'm good. So let me go to Takunji, the lie to us. Let's go for that.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Working for your slumber. Stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your. Come on, come on.
Stop sleeping. You need to talk. You need to wake up.
Okay, let's go. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they will not know. I said we tired with their lies. We tired with their promises that left us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now you need they deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you lie?
Because they are desperado, they have to lie.
Just tell you. That's why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that the question.
Without lying this time.
The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us.
Government betray the people. Consistently, government continue to betray us. Betray the people. That's not good.
The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. No one to trust. My people, no one to trust. Nobody to hope. I'm telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the dogs that they said they could afford? But they're too selfish.
They are.
The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired. They tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray? They have enough of time, but yeah, then still they delay. People suffer. No work, but people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention to the nation. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They betray us so much. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal.
They can lie, they can steal.
We tired with the promises that left us to a lot of damages. We tired with that speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw it frustrate us.
People waiting for New Year, they're not calling you.
Why can't you steal? Why can't you?
Great, I got a first call out here from Pennsylvania.
That's why we voted you.
Hello, caller.
Yeah, how you doing?
I'm doing fabulous, man. Life is good, and my God is in control.
Yeah. Can I speak on the topic tonight?
Yeah, you are welcome and go right ahead.
Okay, I hear the topic is all about President WEAH is trying to kill YEKEH KOLUBAH.
Sure. That's a smoke right there. He attempted
Yeah.
multiple times before.
Yeah, I want to advise President WEAH not to even put himself into a big mess, man. Because YEKEH KOLUBAH got the country already. There is no need for him to say he can get YEKEH KOLUBAH down because YEKEH got the people. And YEKEH is trying to prevent those criminals from overtaking the country. So I want to advise him, if he try any shit with YEKEH, he try to shit with his entire family, he's going to be brushed out. He's down already, so we know that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The special appeal to everybody is please share our show with your friends, family members, and co-workers. So that way we continue to grow bigger, and bigger. All right? Thank you for your contribution.
That's it. I just got the number tonight, and I try to make the call.
Save that number. Every time I come here, even me, along with my buddy AB, that number is consistent. We pay the bills. The day we get tired or we need help, we call you. You know what? You need to chip in. All right, brother. Thank you for your contribution.
For something like I'll throw in a little hand, I'm one of those who in great support of this show.
Okay. You say what's your name again?
Come again?
I will ask. I said, what's your name again, please?
Oh, I'm Daniel Quinn Diobidel.
Oh, Daniel. Okay, bro. Daniel.
Yeah, Daniel Quinn Diobidel.
Okay, I got it.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome, my brother.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right, folks, y'all need to call. Y'all heard what Daniel said, right? That I mean say, y'all heard what Daniel said. You know, for me, I'm not bragging. There are a lot of things I say here. I learned this thing ever since, okay? I'll just let you know. 2017, our own Facebook platform, including Abraka, Talking LRB, and the rest of them, making analysis about the elections. And those of us that did pure political science and history, don't put your phone here. I can lecture you here for the next 2-3 hours. I came in early tonight. I caught off work 2 hours early for Liberia. I don't have to benefit this though. When Martin Luther King was advocating here for the black people, he got killed. But we are now the beneficiary. So everything we're doing, if we can succeed doing that, and our children benefit, our children benefit, it is better. I don't want to live in prison when I work for government. When I'm called tomorrow by good government, not the rotting one here. I don't have problem with anybody working in government when you have skills, when you can produce. I will not take any position that I don't have expertise. That's another corruption. Why would just we even appoint Western Tabe to go to EPA? What Western Tabe know about environmental issue? Did he read environmental science? No. From the time I got to know myself, Western Tabe working at University of Liberia Finance Department. He took the man from there and sent to Minister of Commerce, now he's sent to EPA. Then he take Eugene Nangbe, his crew brother, who the pure mass communication, adding point to information minister, just we are talking from there, saying to Maritime. The people that went to school on government scholarship, including Monba, Yogba, and the rest of the people, some of them seditious. About maritime affair or maritime organization or maritime education. Just we are denying a point there, he's saying Eugene Nangbe there. That's another corruption right there. Misplacement of expertise. How can you tell the man from Ministry of Information who the pure journalism or mass communication, he didn't even produce it, then he's saying to Maritime. You know who that deficit comes to? It comes to us, the people. Because we're supposed to get maximum benefits when our government official or when our government is performing based on the caliber of people who are employed. You want to send me to JFK? No, I'm not going there. I didn't do medical center. Why you want to send me to JFK? Oh, they said that administrative job. No, I don't want that administration. I don't want to do that administrative job. How do I speak to my counterpart around the globe? Will I be able to use a jargon or to use a diction that required for medical science? No, I will not. Why you send me there? How many Liberians in Liberia that the president appoint to those kind of position and they decline? You don't find any. Then you take somebody that did aviation technician work, typically aviation engineer assistant. Get the CNA in the hospital, right? They assess the nurse. You hear the word CNA. It means certified nursing assistant. Because in America, yeah, you cannot do anything like that without license. You got to go to school for 6 months until your stable test is passed before you can be CNA in America. Certified nursing assistant. So Darlington, kindly, my own buddy, I know the man from Feder. He is a very creative guy when it comes to DJ. He knows how to talk. But you see, it is hard to defend evil. It is very, very difficult to defend evil. I know kindly my buddy and his wife in Feder, I'm going to call their name. They were renewing their matrimonial vow. Darlington kindly served as MC and /DJ on that program. I was there. He's a very funny guy. He is a certified comedian in the Liberian community in Philadelphia, living in the Northeast. To tell you, I know him. He's so funny. And he knows how to talk. Regrettably, he could not even talk good when he went to confirmation hearing. Oh God, how can you give our safety to somebody who is just a mechanic assistant? Then he called himself engineer, but he ain't get no bachelor degree there. He said he did how many? 190 credit. How can the school can't even offer degree? They offer a certificate. How can you do 190 degree in our school? It makes sense to anybody. They had that other fraud sitting out there from Sando County, Milton Theory, defending evil to give the airport to Darlington County. Thank God for Dallas, they don't. Nobody Kanga and the rest of the guy. Because it was just open. And Nathaniel Market took money from him though. And if that confirmation had not come to the public space, my people, Kanye would have been MD for RI. The way he already overweight. You're seeing, right? What kind of country is that? I don't even want to go to that airport. To be honest, on the basis of the art, I'm qualified. On the basis of the art, but I don't know much about aviation. I'm not going to go there. I work at Philadelphia International Airport as a customer service person. That's not enough. It is not enough. The technical know-how, even when you are administrator to an agency, you should have that technical know-how to be able to lead better. Because the people there that are working with you, they copy from you as a leader. Those of us that did leadership, that's why it is. The people follow you, and you have to lead well. But you go there as a handicap. How can the people follow you? How do you direct them? How do you do that? How do you do that? Send me the Minister of Foreign Affairs. Even if I'm sleeping, I'll say, okay, I'm going there. If I go there, try to do my job, and you don't want it that way, and that's the right way to do it, have a nice day, Mr. President. I'm resigning. Thank you for the opportunity. I'll be done with you. Send me to the Minister of Labor. Okay? Are they public administration masters? Okay, public policy analysis. Then I go back, I go do business with personnel administration analysis. So I can perform very well at the Ministry of Labor. I know it for sure. And I did political science with international relations emphasis. I can work at foreign ministry very well. Let me take another caller. Hello, caller. What is your name and where are you calling us from?
Yeah, how you doing? My name is George. I'm calling from Philadelphia. How are you?
Mr. Don, I'm doing fabulous and my God is good.
All right. Thank you so much and thank you for the show. Very educative. Like you were talking about YEKEH KOLUBAH getting what?
Joe WEAH won't kill the people's son only because he's talking the truth.
Oh.
Wow. Oh yeah, that is expected because they have attempted killing him ever since. He came from a foreign trade, useless foreign trade. 50 days out of the country. He goes to church for the people to pray for him, according to that church. Why he did? He used the God house. He used it. He said, YEKEH KOLUBAH a crazy man. Then YEKEH KOLUBAH reply him. Now he won't kill the people's son. Because he's desperate for power.
Wow. Look, man, my advice to the Liberian people and to our President George WEAH, he needs to be very, very careful. And if you want to take care of our people, he needs to be very, very careful because he brings serious, serious problem to himself. Because if he doing no kind of thing to the Liberian people and threatening a lawmaker, like people like YEKEH KOLUBAH got all the voice in the country, then he got serious problems. So he should be very careful because the thing he's saying, anything happening to YEKEH KOLUBAH right now, even his fingers start hurting right now, those are that George WEAH. So he needs to be very, very careful. And my advice to him, he just needs to be very careful because the election is not going to be easy. And, that is my advice. I want to stop right there.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much for your show. It's very much educated to the Liberian people. I was just sleeping just now, woke up and I heard your voice and I just decided to call. But thank you so much for the show.
You are welcome, my brother. Thank you for your contribution too.
People, and I want to say thank you too. Okay?
All right, my brother. Thank you for the call. Please share the show with your friends, please. You too. Okay, that was another caller, okay? So like I was saying, I can still remember, I can't remember the name of the person that was appointed by Barack. Secretary of Commerce. Right here in America. And they will have tax issue with IRS. I just forgot her name, but I'm going to make sure and research her name. So I can give it to you. Secretary of Commerce, appointed by Barack. This woman called Barack behind the scene and said, Mr. President, thank you. Yeah, but I can't take that position right now. You're supposed to serve as a federal government eye for commerce and trade in America. And you got tax issue? That's already no-go zone. So the best thing you can do is to just stay away and fix your team behind the scene. The first person, the first sitting representative that declared support for Donald Trump before Donald Trump could become president, the man got caught doing inside business. FBI caught him. The first thing, they seized his phone, they seized the computer, and you know what he did? No noise. He just walked away, resigned from Congress. That is why it is. Former Speaker of the House, Republican youngest Speaker of the House, Paul Ryan. After John Boney resigned because of the same thing, the fight was so bad between Republicans and Democratic Party members. Pope Francis came to America and went and visited the house, both houses in Chimbo. According to media report, unconfirmed media report that Pope Francis, former Speaker John Bonny being a Catholic, after everything, Pope Francis visited them individually, and Pope Francis knocked his shoulder and said a word to him that you need to treat people the way you want to be treated. According to unconfirmed media report, but because that one-on-one conversation was one-on-one for sure. But according to unconfirmed media report, that's what Pope Francis told John Bonny. In less than 72 hours, my people, evil had to defense. When you're doing something wrong, because these people gang against Barack so bad that it was the worst thing that happened to America to elect black president. The gang against this man so bad to a point where some mainstream, not even mainstream, extreme Republican folks wanted to kill Obama, but they couldn't make it. Besides his God in heaven that was protecting him and his two little girls and his wife, there were other people inside the Republican Party that were also watching his shoulder. John Bonny resigned as a Speaker of the House. Republican House. Who succeeded him? The former budget director at the level of the House of Representatives, US of A. Paul Ryan, smart guy. Very, very smart on numbers. He took over. But Paul Ryan, young man and with young family, that toxic environment just got him overwhelmed. He got stretched out. Before Paul Ryan we could even go to election, just so you know, in America, representatives are elected for only 2 years. So in real time, one year is free, the second year, the campaign year. That's why it is. The senators are elected for 6 years. Some state governors are elected for 5 years. Some state governors are elected for 4 years. But I've not seen any governor that passed 5 years. Then I'll go to another election. And there are some states here that you can become governor as long as the people want you. But there are some states too that call it down to 2 terms. You want to be representative for life, that your business. You want to be senator for life, that your business. As long as the people can elect you. And people have succeeded doing that. John Dingell, the late Representative John Dingell from Michigan. He resigned from Congress when 96 years old. Guess what the people did in Michigan? They elected his wife. Every 2 years, somebody going to election. Every 2 years, somebody going to election. The people elect the people based on their value, based on what they do for their people. And not buying buses to go give it to superintendent. No, they don't do that. Advocate for the people. Stand up to the president for wrongdoing. That's what they do. Nancy Pelosi, another successful politician in Washington, D.C., from California. That woman got elected to that House of Representatives 1980. She has been there. She is the only U.S. citizen that has succeeded herself 2 times to become Speaker for that August body. And that woman not fun. This is 2022 from 1980. Do the math. That's 42 years. Every 2 years, that woman go to election to a point where they can't even contest in her district anymore. Because you're not going to beat her. You are not going to beat that woman because she do her job. She do her job. Our people in the borehole of George WEAH. That Mandasani did the same thing. She got ready to remove Eric Snow. She gave the paper through Metal Steel. At the end of the day, Eric Snow became her son, political son, and brought in Ellis Tyler. She got ready to remove Ellis Tyler. She gave them money again because they were in her borehole too. How can we run country like that? That's their own definition of lobby. Take state money, take state resources, and give it to useless people to do their job on top of their pay. When she had problem with Ellis Tyler, they removed Ellis Tyler, the same thing, the same marriage, and brought in Emmanuel Nukoi. What kind of useless people? Now she's sitting on camera with her son defending evil. Liberia is a continent in Africa. 3 kinds of people, according to Jimmy Carter: the white people, the black people, and the Liberian people. That's why we do things the way we do it. Only 2 men in Liberia right now: YEKEH KOLUBAH and Mobake Maru of the CDC. Everybody they enjoy we are borehole because it's a gay, it's a bisexual. And you see how Joa Watila walking now, they're fucking each other in their own borehole. That's what they're doing. That's why the country is cursed. But we come after them. This conversation, we're taking it to Liberia. Let them try. If they try YEKEH, they try Costa, anybody for that matter, that would be the end of George Weah government and himself. He need to ask America where his grave is. You think Liberian people stupid? You increase the price of rice, they're living with it. Even though importers said we can sell the rice for 15 naira, we'll get profit. Initially, he said no because you were trying to gain political calculus. We'll give you 11 million naira. Every budget year said it 13. Okay, now what happened to the 11 million naira? George Weah is taking extra $2 on every single bag of rice that entered that country. $2 for him. Rice importers are not getting $17.50. $2.50 goes to George Weah on every single bag. Because there were other administration there. You see Aaron Snow, when he sit on spoon to our aid to say he make himself, they defraud our system. He married a chartered daughter. Every single bag of rice that entered that country, Aaron Snow and his former wife were giving him 50 cents. Every single gallon of oil that entered Liberia, they were also getting a cut on gasoline. That's how he got rich. He got homes all over the place. That's how the people get rich. And the rest of the people live poor. And they don't care. They don't call themselves Christian. I'm not attacking religion. Their behavior is not, it has no semblance of Christianity. It has no semblance of Jesus Christ teaching and his principles. They just go to church to go show their costume and their dresses. That's what they do that for. That's it. That kind of country will move forward. When the leaders are fucking each other in their borehole and using everybody's money to bribe each other. I just gave you a few stories about the American system. There is no free society. But how can we make it better? Through steady progress. How can we make it better? Nancy Pelosi, every 2 years, here in America, people go to election. That woman from 1980 to today, she's still represented in the U.S. Congress. She will be turning the gavel over to Republican Kevin McCarthy because they got majority now. We can't even succeed reducing the number of political parties. Small, insignificant country like Liberia, according to George Bush. The embassy, United States ambassador can better govern Liberia than anybody, including our useless criminal Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. You can take the city mayor of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and take them to Monrovia, they will do better than that other fraud that was there, Ellen Johnson, and go get the country to George Weah. Then she come to Washington to say she regrets her turn over. That one will die her eye open because Liberian people blood on her hands. That George Weah trial. You know what? I want to stop it right here. My daughter wake up, I got to check on her, okay? And for them, we're talking what they're talking here. Not for myself, me, I've done already. I passed 40 ever since. And by the way, my birthday coming. Oh, yeah, let me tell you now. My birthday coming on the 15th. January. I know about myself. I'm a Capricorn, okay? That's what I tell you the way I talk. And besides that, I'm a victim of the situation in Liberia too. Born and raised in Lofa County, Portion, Morovia. Former Yana boy. I'm telling you, my story is small. We'll get to a certain point, we'll publish it. Okay? So, on the 15th of January will be my birthday. A lot of Liberian people, a lot of African people don't call their age. I call mine. When we hit January 15th, I will call it to you. So y'all take note. If you want to do any blessing, you send it. Because when I go to Liberia March, this year, March, not this year. Because kind of 2023 almost around the corner, right? So we're waiting for Costa. Costa gone there. Our last caller calling. Let me pick up this mail call. Shapa.
What's up?
My man, what you want to say on the show tonight? You are our last caller. I've been on here more than 2 hours. Go ahead.
How you doing?
Life is good, man. You see me talking plenty? Life is good.
I know, right, my brother.
If you are coming, Ali, my life is good, brother. It's good more than Joey people.
I know. Yeah, what I want to say is like 2023 will be a judgment day for every Liberian, especially those that live in Liberia. And so they will decide for the good and the evil. Either you for God or you for the devil. That would be the judgment day. So I urge all Liberians to vote right and look for the best people that can lead our nation to move forward so that we can have a better nation. If the sanction to the government official, the thing is enough to elect the same government, it's up to you. But may God bless each and everyone with your visions, with your education, your wisdom, so that nation will move forward. Because the situation will determine ourselves. The choices we make, it will be ours. So I leave it up with the Liberian people in Liberia, not in America. Because in America, we work paycheck to paycheck, we see pay, but in Liberia, they don't. So they are the better people to make the better decision for the nation. So this is my impact. I thank you and appreciate you for your show.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shapo. Your conversation, your point just brought something to my attention. But I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. My people, tomorrow topic about previous government and this one. We're going to be talking about employment and unemployment tomorrow. Trust me, we'll talk about that tomorrow. And thank God, I got an authority in there because I'm a pure administrator. I grab it from the street. I earned it for 7 years straight. I'm going to school in the country here. 7 years straight, I'm going to school. Okay? So you know how long I stay there because why? I got to do the school part-time and do full-time job to support my family. Okay? So I stayed in school in America for 7 years straight. I'm giving it to you free to get 2 graduate degrees. So thank God, I got some authority there. Labor, foreign policy, administrative stuff, just leave that one with me. But I'm not going to JFK. No, I'm not going there. That's my area, okay? So, Brother Sharper, thank you very much for bringing that to my attention. We'll do the necessary research and we'll sit there tomorrow and give it to them. Like you said, we will say what we got to say. For me personally, I can speak for myself. I go into Liberia March. Primarily, I want to go register to vote. That's number one reason I'm going to Liberia. Number 2, I go on a business assessment. Okay. Number 3, maybe I will go low far. I might not go low far because my parents there, but if they will not go, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. The last immigration people and I, we clashed, but they realized that they apologized to me. They thought they were talking to Fisime. I started teaching them their own civics. what they're supposed to do. I said, y'all got checkpoint all over the place. People inside the country, then you're checking out. Now you're not checking the car. You say you're doing it for security reasons, but you're not checking the cars. You're not checking our pockets. You don't even know who get ID card, who ain't get ID card, but you're taking money from drivers. Now you're squeezing us. Some of us sitting in the front seat. So hold on a minute now. So these drivers on this road now, you're working for them, or you're working for government. So that they don't want to get your transportation benefit when you're leaving from local county, they got to carry you to town free. Then the guy started looking at me. I said, no, don't look at me like that. It is criminal act. You can't do that. You're embarrassing me here. This level of stealing, government not pay. I said, leave the job. If government not pay you on time, leave the job, go look for a different one. But where do they find another job anyway? That's another question right there. So tomorrow, I want to go off a little bit quote unquote everyday topic. We're going to be talking about employment and unemployment tomorrow. If you got any understanding of that, you are in Liberia, it's for you. Because here in America, every U.S. president, their number one priority is what? Security and protection for the people. Their number two priority is jobs for the people. Because when you keep the people hungry, that's trouble. The people not employed, how do they get food to eat? The people not employed, how do they send their children to college or colleges? The people not employed, how do they get good health care? The people not employed, how do they take care of their family? How do they pay their rent? Again, I told you, Liberia is a continent in Africa. And the whole world has three groups of people, according to Jimmy Carter. Liberian people, the black people, and the white people. And the reason for that is simple, the way we do things. Liberians, the way we do things in Liberia is just different from the rest of the world. So it means that we are our own banana republic, and that's what it is. So folks, again, I didn't do no commercial here today, but I just want to let you know, Kangoma Multi-Services Consulting, we are your immigration people here. We're not working with immigration. But if you want to file any immigration paperwork, they're not going to court. You want to file for your loved one, children, adult and minor children, parents. You want to do U.S. citizenship. You want to do fiancé visa. You want to invite somebody on visiting visa to come visit America. You want to do life insurance. You want to do income tax. You want to do student loan repayment plan document. Call us. I don't want me myself, okay? I got to say this. Call us. American opportunities, we want to tap into it, and we're already doing it. We are legit. We are not, this is a big disclaimer. Our agency is not a law firm, and we are not lawyers too. We are not. We did some study on this. We know exactly what we are doing, and we are doing it legally. We get all our people hanging like we are in an employment environment. On the basis of law, under the IRS provision, when you establish agency, you establish company here legally, the law consider you a potential employer, even if you don't get employee yet. Because every single business in America started from somewhere small, including Apple. They started in the garage. Okay? So that's the nature of this country. The first Civil War, there was massive corruption in this country to a point where a president was killed. Garfield Jackson for corruption. And Woodrow Wilson came and said to the American people he wanted to see the government as a business-like. That interpretation meant that the taxpayer, American taxpayers, will be considered customers. Because the government in itself is an empty vacuum. They ain't got no money. It is the taxpayer that pay taxes to the government that make the government to have money. And that money should be used for only intended purpose and should not be abused. So Woodrow Wilson, according to American history, after they killed Garfield Jackson, brought into a place something they call executive civil servant system. So besides politicians, political leaders, there are public policy technicians in America, even at the level of Congress. So representatives are elected, they are dismissed by their own people based on poor performance. Senators, secretary going, secretary coming, all these government agencies in America, from city level, state level, federal government level, they got public policy technicians all over the place. Representatives don't write bills, they come up with a proposal. People are there that write bills. Then they got Congressional Budget Office. Look how stupid Liberia. They got Congressional Budget Office. All they do, they evaluate the budget and advise the lawmaker, advise Congress the way forward. It's a non-partisan, neutral political, no politics based on those people. And they are super objective. They are financial technicians in that office called Congressional Budget Office. They work for Congress. They work for U.S. government. They work for Congress. They are not partisan people. They do their job and report to the Congress. Then they got Congressional Library. Everything Congress doing, everything they're doing, including voting. You go to that library, you find it there. When we're going to reach to that level, when you got people bold-making presidents, past and current, how can you give money to people to boot out their own speaker? When the Constitution said the speaker can be elected once every 6 years until they breach the peace on the basis of ethics. But you, president, you leader for the country, you gave their friend their money to get them out of power. So if you're listening to me, some of you in the House of Representatives, in the Senate, Mr. Dillon, you are doing good. You are doing really well. Hopefully, you can suggest this to your people. Because that 7G budget policy, no positive impact on the Liberian people, is a shame. You're contributing to this incompetent, empty object George we are occupant of the executive mansion stealing. You gave them money, didn't bring receipt to say this is how we spend the money. You give them another money. And everything is ensured in the oversight responsibility. Budget performance report. Where is it? We send money to Lofa County for KOLUBAH Central High. We send $50 there. What do people spend that money on? Under education. We don't know, but we gave them another money to go to Central High in KOLUBAH. You're not stupid people, but you're just desperate people. Your money motivation level is just hard for everything. It is hard for money. It is hard for women, sex. It is hard for property. It is just hard for everything, even the one you're not worth. That's why things are happening the way they're happening. And you know what? I can blow my own horn. I'm somebody that believes in myself. If you don't want to believe in yourself, that's your business. That's your poor money. That's my uncle then can say. I believe in myself. I'm an American trained administrator. Public and private sector administrator. I'm an American trained public and private sector administrator. I can function in multiple layers. They play the number area, but I don't want to be in prison when I leave from America. I'm not going to build a house where I sit it up with fence because I'm doing wrong or because I'm government official. No, it ain't going to be like that. No, I can't live in prison in my own country. No. But your bad behavior is the one that's making you to do that. Self-imprisonment. I want to say thank you plenty, my people. My birthday coming up on the 15th. I'm making any request now. But goodwill will be acceptable. Goodwill. They show you for you, but they want to not show business. It is a co-host birthday coming up. You got to shine. I want when I fall down there, you say, oh, the man is a talk good, the man is a provide education. I live in right now, you share my team. Me, I can't drink liquor. I'm Muslim man. Let me buy my orange juice. Okay, I'm telling you now. January 15th is my birthday. When we go to Liberia, we establish the foundation. The next birthday now, then probably will pull it there. But they want, yeah, y'all give it to me. Let me pull it in my stomach while I'm alive. You might not do like, how they call this guy that passed away? Was it in Fargo or in Minnesota? Moses Soiree, they met that, then they go get him a award. No, I don't want that award. And in my grave, he gave me an award. I don't want it. The way I'm sitting out here talking plenty right now, you enjoying it. You getting education based on the emission of some of the colors. Y'all give it to me, yeah? Like Brent will say, January 15th will be my birthday. I will tell you my age. Okay? I was born in Popalahun, Kolahun District, Lofa County. Hassala Clan. I gave you the whole description. I know some people want to go in the ocean. Sedition and WEAH. All right, so my people, y'all thank you plenty. Hopefully, I should not forget. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about employment and unemployment in Liberia. Whether government has ever talked about it, y'all need to tell me. Y'all thinking plenty. Y'all have a nice sleep. Y'all enjoy yourself, depending where you are. I've been online for how many hours? 2 hours, 41 minutes. That's a long time. That's a lot of money if I were on the clock. So you're thinking, yeah? Yeah, thank you. Let me let you go now. I don't know whether I should play one song to put you to sleep, okay? Depending where you are. I'm going to play you one song. After that song, automatically, the system will go off. I don't know. I should do Arvin P, my buddy Arvin. Let me see whether I can find Arvin. I like Arvin. I'm playing this stupid man music, Mr. Liar Man. You the mean liar man, and you calling other people liar man. Yeah. But man, Arvin, if I can't find you, then you lose it. I want to go to Professor Jones to put. The one he did with Kevin Adam, that's what I want. But if I can't find that, then I will just go to the other one. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Let's go to this man here, Devon. Let's do Devon a little bit. For long. After that, we're done, okay? Y'all thank you plenty.
Everything's gonna be, yeah. Everything no problem bigger than me. There is no situation greater than me. Say that everything's gonna be good for you, mama. Everything's gonna be super. Everything's gonna be enjoyable.
Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. Anytime that it's dark, but you know God's gonna shine a light. Okay, everything's gonna be alright. I know you twist all day and you turn all night. I know you fight all day and you pray all night. I know you want small soup, no more red or rest, but everything takes time. You gotta understand, everything takes time.
Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be, 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 everything's gonna be, yeah. I can see the Lord changing your morning into dancing, your dancing into your uprising. Everything's gonna be good for you, yeah. Musala, musala, lukaso. Basalo, basalo, lukasole. Elukaso, elukaso, elukasole. Musalo, lukaso. Wow. Everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. It's gonna be. It's gonna. It's always gonna be. It's gonna be. Everything's gonna be. Yeah.
All right, but Liberian people, you all heard it from the song singer. Everything gonna be okay, but we're not going to sit down in our closet and fold our hands and judge we are in criminal looters, damage the country, and we got no country. No, we'll take it back. Either by hope or crook, we'll take that country back from these indigenous gangsters, indigenous looters, indigenous vampires. We'll take it from them. The song singer said everything will be okay. It will be okay. It will be okay. We got it. All right? Matthew 7:7 says, seek it can be given to you. We got to seek for it. Okay? The same Bible says, faith without work is a dead faith. In as much as we are hopeful that everything will be okay, we have to work for it. And no freedom is super free. If freedom, yeah, some are, we already know what's up. There are people watching us, but we don't even care because the man that up there is greater than everybody. That's the man that is responsible for my creation, and he knows exactly when, how I'm going to go. Okay? So I don't even worry about that. I'm going to go to Liberia March. I'm giving you public survey announcement. March 2023, I'm going to be in Liberia by the grace of God. I was there last year. I'm going again. And nobody can touch me. Trust me. We'll talk this thing. We'll go to Atasha. We'll go to registration. We'll talk it the way we're talking it. Let's see a single soul threatening our existence. But we'll start with YEKEH. We'll start with Costa. Let's see what they do to them. Then we'll pick up from there. Okay? So I want to say thank you plenty for coming. We appreciate you, even though sometimes it's not so well, but we are grateful to our God. And we appreciate you. We appreciate the generosity of the American people. No society is super good, but that steady progress makes sense. Their country had tremendous trouble, including civil war. But the reason that I believe in this country so bad, every single day, American leaders want to do better in this country. And there are other countries around the world like that too. But something fundamentally wrong with Liberia. Because our leaders are not good people. They show up, they go to worship places, they go to the mosque, they go to the church, but they are doing something 360 degrees away from reality of faith. And that's why the country is cursed. And the only way that we succeed is to keep the people in abject poverty. That way that we succeed. That way they will succeed. And how long does that success last for? They need to ask Samuel Kendall and Charles Taylor. They will give the answer. They will give the answer. Okay? So I want to say thank you very much. What yeah, me I read my comment though. Tia, what you saying here? Tia, you live in your own world. You are entitled to your feeling. The auditors were not wanted, but they killed in cold blood. I'm not wanted, but I gotta be looking over my shoulder though, because we got empty-headed leaders. They're fucking each other butt. Butthole. Go and tell them. I have to be wanted before I be cautious of myself. Self-preservation. Self-preservation. Every human being, including the babies, including the animals that we keep home. You gotta be on your alert, especially when you're dealing with indigenous looters, indigenous vampires. If they can kill their own security man, providing VIP security for George WEAH on a country tour. All right, earlier, that guy that was killed in Nimba County, what did you do? Okay? So you come here, you don't want to come here, you don't have to come here. The fact that you come in here, I am for sure that I'm saying something right. That's why you're coming to listen. And this time we're going to go ballistic. We're not going to be doing all that policy analysis, diplomacy, administration, all that nonsense. We ain't going to do that. We're going to be ballistic. We're going to give it to your people, your dumb-headed president, empty score George WEAH. We're going to give it to him raw dog. And at the end of the day, we're chasing out of that country. And he's not coming out of America. Because the only reason American people keep him without a sanction is because he's president of Liberia. By the time we get him out of power, he's not coming back here. Maybe he'll go to France, maybe. Or maybe he will go to Dubai. Y'all got brain, y'all got brain cancer. Some of you got brain cancer. This time, I'm gonna do all that diplomacy, sugarcoating stuff. The way you come in and spoke all that stupid comment, I just give it back to you because you got mud in your brain. That's why you text the way you texting like that. You got mud in your brain. They have brainwashed you. You don't even get sense for yourself. That's why they use you and give you money, put you inside Joseph, free buses from America. Go welcome your empty score president. He's not my president. He's an occupant of the executive mansion. Take it to him. Take it to him. Okay? Fool. We ain't going to go easy this time. Until the campaign is over, this is how I'm going to be. When you bring it easy, we take it easy. You bring it the way you bringing it. You know what? That's what we're going to do. That means we're going to take people to the hospital. And you say, Joe, we are having 84 million. Useless people. My people, you thank you, man. I'm not even telling you sorry. I'm talking to those people who are useless people. Joe, we are put mud in their brain. You say the man love you, but he can't even do nothing for you. A jailer, you say you love your girlfriend, you can't do nothing for her. Then what kind of love you get for that woman? Dull people.